Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request into designs@patioheat.com for your personalized recommendations. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this commercial application. They have some existing heaters inside their patio, and so what they have here are some Sunpak units. I don't have the door entry right here. It's somewhere located. I'm not sure if it's in line with this opening here, but there is one that's over here somewhere. And but in any case, they have these units. They're Sunpaks. They're mounted at 30-degree angles, and they're mounted on the ceiling over here. If they're 34,000 BTUs, they're required to have 17 inches of clearance on top, and then 8 inches in the back. And if they're 25, they're required to have 13 inches on top and 8 inches in the back. The array itself is pretty decent. They do have isinglass covers for the opening during the colder air, times of the year. But there's no issues with regards to clearances on their existing applications. Over here, I think the awning cover, and I should mention this awning cover is a combustible material, so you want to make sure that you are meeting clearances to that as well. But I think this is actually in kind of a different shape over here. But in any case, I believe they're happy with what they have right now. They just want to add some additional seating outside, so I just threw some seating out here. Not quite sure exactly what the seating is going to look like, but I'm assuming it's going to be something similar to what they have inside. So we just went with that. The overall dimensions that I have here, hold on one second, sorry about that. Overall dimensions I have is approximately 53 feet by the height here I have at 8 foot. 8'2" is what I have at the top of this. What I'm going to assume is a 2x6 here, 2x6 on the other side of the post here. I don't know what the true dimensions are of this structure. That will be kind of important to note. But if it's something like this, this will work okay. As long as we meet those clearances. You can see here also I have this section here about 17'9", this section all the way out to this edge here at 32 feet, and then a 3.5 foot opening. You can see over here I have this heater, so that's 7'2" off the ground. I think that's about it. The overhang, I don't have the true measurement of that, but that will come into play as far as the clearances that we will talk about here in just a minute. Also, I'm just going to go with what they had requested. They would like to have something similar to what a restaurant next to them has, something of this nature. Now, this restaurant has I believe they're 25,000 BTU heaters, and they're mounted very closely to the steel structure. So the steel structure above the heater, the framing is all steel, and the top roofing is all steel. So technically speaking, they're not and the wall is cement, I should say, or brick. So they're technically not being over the clearances, or they're not. They are typically meeting clearances to combustibles, I should say. However, this is not something I would ever recommend, and I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. Because number one, there's exhaust that flows off of the heater itself, and when that exhaust flows off the heater, it's going to kind of build up over here, and as it builds up, it's going to heat up different elements around the heater, the ceiling, the back edge over here. This is a steel beam, I'm going to call it, and those can also radiate heat back into the heater and cause the control system to malfunction, and then you'd have to replace that control system that's within the heater itself. Also, when you're close to the ceiling like this, you could have some air movement that blows air through the heater and back through the face of the heater, causing backfiring and other issues with regards to the burner, which could cause the burner to fail, and those are quite expensive to replace if you're going to continually fail with those. But in any case, you can see that the footprint of heat is, okay for something of this nature. However, again, I just would not recommend placing a heater that close to the ceiling itself. I would say a minimum of 8 inches up here and a minimum of 8 inches back here would be the ideal for a non-combustible surface. Not unless if you did have some opening up here, that allowed the exhaust gases to flow through, then that might be something that would work. But in this case, I don't recommend something like this. But just note, this is all non-combustible material, and that's why legally it can be installed something similar to that. So let's go ahead and turn that off and go back over here and look at maybe some possibilities for this particular application. So if the application is going to be strictly for the outer seating that is similar to something like this, then what I would recommend is to place some additional units out here on this 2x6 beam. And you can see even my board itself, I put it 2x6 is typically 5 7/8 about 5 3/4 inch in true height. So this is a 6-inch bracket. So that's one thing that you'd have to make sure that you are meeting something, you have something to attach it to properly. The other thing is this is a combustible material here, so you want to make sure that you are the 8 inches away from that combustible material. And you can see I have it at a slight angle, so I'm going from this point here to this point here to meet those clearances. And you can see here, I am at roughly, well, 7 inches and 7 5/8 of an inch from this edge over here to the back edge over here. Again, you want to make sure that you are physically 8 inches away. So we'll move that 3/8, I guess, is the number I'm looking for. So yes, 3/8 of an inch off. And now you're meeting the clearances. There's no clearance to anything above the heater, so that is not an issue. So this is something that would work. So I have this at 90 degrees off the edge of this, and then tilted at a 20-degree angle from the actual 90 degrees here. So straight down, 20 degrees up. And then you can see here we have this heater at approximately 7'1" off the finished floor, with that height that I had mentioned before. That height being that at the top edge here at the 8 foot and 9/8 of an inch from the finished floor. So the other thing you can see that I have these at 10 foot center to center on these two particular units, and the center of this heater here. Actually, I started from this side here, so I went from this edge here to this edge here at 5 feet. Normally I would like 6 feet, but because of the fact that 10 foot center to center would kind of throw that off a little bit, you could physically move this one over slightly, maybe 12 inches, but I don't want a whole lot of overlapping rays. So here you can see we have approximately 4 feet from the beam here. And then also on this side here, I have this first heater at 6, the next one at 10. And if you wanted an additional one over here, I'm not quite sure where the opening is over here, but maybe another 10 feet over if you wanted that additional 5th unit installed over there. So let's go ahead and turn that off and look at the overall footprint of heat on the units out here. You can see that even with that 20-degree tilt, I'm just barely getting right underneath the heater, or right underneath the seats here. It might even be best to have these at maybe even a just a 15-degree tilt. So let me go ahead and see if I can change that at 15 degrees. And I'm just going to go down 5 more degrees, and so let's see how that looks there. It's a little bit better in that coverage area right around here. And also, if you do have someone sitting out here, or maybe these chairs the tables are positioned a little bit differently, so we'll just go ahead and change this slightly to this. You can see that you're capturing out here much better with that 15-degree tilt. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote our channel in any way unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers. We thank you so much for doing that. Have an excellent day.